Okay. Thank you.
Everyone thinks Tesla's biggest challenge is building self-driving cars. But the real problem starts after the car can already drive itself.
Truly autonomous driving is one of the hardest technological problems to solve on planet Earth today.
For more than a decade, Elon Musk has promised a future where millions of Teslas would operate as fully autonomous robotaxis, picking up passengers while their owners earned passive income. That vision has finally started to take shape, with Tesla launching robotaxi services in several US cities. But here's the twist. Getting a handful of autonomous cars onto public roads was never the hardest part. Building a nationwide transportation network is a completely different game. Suddenly, it's not just about artificial intelligence anymore. It's about logistics, regulations, maintenance, charging, cleaning, fleet management, and keeping thousands of vehicles moving efficiently every single day. And that's exactly where the biggest questions begin to appear. Back in 2019, Elon Musk described what sounded like a transportation revolution. Instead of sitting in your driveway all day, your Tesla would leave on its own whenever you weren't using it, pick up passengers, and generate income while you were at work or asleep. Musk compared the idea to a combination of Uber and Airbnb. You wouldn't just own a car anymore, you'd own part of an autonomous ride-hailing network. It was an incredibly compelling idea. Buyers weren't simply purchasing an electric vehicle. Many believed they were buying an asset that could eventually pay for itself. Investors saw the same opportunity. If millions of privately owned Teslas joined one giant robotaxi network, Tesla wouldn't just be an automaker anymore. It could become one of the world's largest transportation companies almost overnight. But then, reality arrived. Today's robotaxi service looks very different from that original promise. Instead of privately owned Teslas operating across the country, the service is limited to carefully controlled areas using Tesla-managed vehicles. The large-scale owner-powered network that once seemed just around the corner still hasn't appeared. And that raises a much bigger question than whether the cars can drive themselves. Can Tesla actually build the massive logistics operation needed to make that vision work?
You got it.
Most people imagine autonomous driving as an artificial intelligence challenge. Teach the car to recognize traffic lights, avoid pedestrians, and navigate safely. And the job is done. But that's only one piece of the puzzle. Running thousands of robotaxis every day is much closer to managing an airline than building a smart car. Think about what happens after one ride ends. The vehicle may need charging before accepting another passenger. It may require cleaning, maintenance, software diagnostics, or even repairs. Customer support has to respond when riders encounter problems. Remote operators need to assist vehicles that become confused by unusual traffic situations. Demand shifts throughout the day, meaning cars must constantly be repositioned between busy neighborhoods and quieter areas. Parking depots, charging stations, insurance, local regulations, and fleet scheduling all become part of the equation. Then comes expansion. Every new city means hiring local staff, setting up service facilities, securing regulatory approval, planning charging infrastructure, and making sure enough vehicles are available without leaving customers waiting too long. Even companies with advanced autonomous technology quickly discover that operating a transportation network is as much about logistics as software. That's why launching a robotaxi is one milestone. But scaling one into a reliable nationwide service is an entirely different challenge. Now here's where the comparison gets interesting.
All right. My first ever driverless Tesla Robotaxi ride. Let's go.
Waymo didn't try to conquer the country overnight. Instead, it expanded one city at a time, spending years refining both its autonomous technology and the massive operational system supporting it. Since launching commercial driverless rides in Phoenix, the company has gradually expanded into additional cities while building an entire ecosystem behind the scenes. Before Waymo opened service in a new location, specially equipped vehicles map roads in extraordinary detail. Those maps help the vehicles understand lane markings, intersections, traffic signals, and countless other features before passengers ever climb inside. Behind every robotaxi is an operation that includes charging depots, maintenance centers, cleaning crews, fleet technicians, and remote support teams that can assist vehicles when unusual situations occur. That careful approach has allowed Waymo to steadily increase operations, but it has also revealed how difficult scaling really is. Every expansion takes time, money, and significant preparation. Even today, mapping new cities remains a slow process, limiting how quickly the company can grow. Recent issues involving construction zones also showed that no autonomous system is perfect, even after years of preparation. And maybe that's the biggest lesson. Waymo's biggest achievement isn't simply building autonomous cars. It's proving that running a robotaxi service requires an enormous logistics machine operating quietly behind the scenes every single day. That hidden operation is something every autonomous vehicle company eventually has to build, whether they plan to or not. Tesla's biggest advantage was supposed to be its artificial intelligence. Elon Musk repeatedly argued that Tesla didn't need the detail mapping approach used by competitors because its camera-based system could drive almost anywhere. In theory, that meant Tesla could expand its robotaxi network far faster than anyone else. Add a new city, switch on the software, and the cars would be ready to go. That was the promise that made Tesla's long-term robotaxi vision seem so different from everyone else's. But reports from Reuters paint a much more complicated picture. According to interviews with current and former employees, Tesla spent weeks before its robotaxi launches manually preparing deployment areas. Teams reportedly mapped routes, identified difficult intersections, labeled road features, and trained the system around known hazards before public service even began. Those extra preparations helped reduce risk, but they also looked surprisingly similar to the localized work Musk had long criticized in rival systems. And that's where the logistics problem becomes impossible to ignore. If every new city still requires extensive preparation before robotaxis can safely operate, nationwide expansion becomes far slower than many expected. Instead of simply deploying software across the country, Tesla may still need local planning, testing, validation, and operational support before each launch. That doesn't mean the company can't expand, but it does suggest that scaling a robotaxi network is far more labor-intensive than the original vision implied.
And perfect. There's the Austin proper right across the street.
Now, hold on, because these challenges aren't only happening behind the scenes. As Tesla gradually expands its robotaxi service, practical operational issues are already beginning to surface. Reuters tested the service in multiple Texas cities and found that availability remained limited. Wait times could stretch well beyond 30 minutes, and in some cases, vehicles simply weren't available when requested. One relatively short trip reportedly took close to 2 hours because of limited fleet availability and routing issues. Then there are the operating boundaries. Tesla's robotaxis still work inside carefully defined service areas rather than across entire metropolitan regions. When unexpected situations appear, such as construction zones, road closures, or unusual traffic patterns, the system has occasionally required remote assistance or route changes instead of solving the problem independently. These aren't just software challenges, they become operational challenges because every intervention adds cost, delays passengers, and reduces fleet efficiency as more vehicles enter service. And this is where growth becomes increasingly complicated. Managing 50 robotaxis inside a limited operating zone is one thing. Managing thousands spread across multiple cities is something entirely different. Every additional vehicle increases the demand for customer support, remote assistance, charging, maintenance scheduling, and fleet coordination. As the network grows, these operational bottlenecks don't disappear, they grow with it, turning logistics into one of Tesla's biggest long-term challenges. This is the part many people overlook. Launching a few dozen robotaxis proves the technology can operate under controlled conditions. But running tens of thousands, or eventually hundreds of thousands, is an entirely different business. Suddenly, every vehicle needs regular charging, cleaning, inspections, repairs, insurance coverage, software monitoring, and efficient scheduling. Demand changes throughout the day, so fleets must constantly be repositioned without leaving riders waiting or vehicles sitting idle. Then multiply that across dozens of cities, each with different regulations, road layouts, weather conditions, and infrastructure requirements. Maintaining a consistent customer experience everywhere becomes a logistics challenge on a national scale. Several Wall Street analysts have pointed to scaling, not launching, as Tesla's toughest hurdle, with the company itself adopting a more cautious expansion strategy than earlier projections suggested. So maybe the biggest question surrounding Tesla's robotaxi future isn't whether the cars can drive themselves anymore. The real test is whether Tesla can build the enormous logistics network needed to support autonomous transportation at scale. Artificial intelligence may power the vehicle, but logistics powers the business. Every successful ride depends on charging, maintenance, customer support, regulations, fleet balancing, remote assistance, and thousands of operational decisions happening behind the scenes. Tesla has already shown that autonomous ride-hailing is possible in carefully managed environments. The much bigger challenge is repeating that success across hundreds of cities while maintaining safety, reliability, and efficiency. That's a far more difficult problem than simply improving self-driving software. Whether Tesla ultimately succeeds or not remains an open question, but one thing is becoming increasingly clear. The future of robotaxis won't be decided by artificial intelligence alone. It will also depend on who can solve the massive logistics puzzle that comes with running one of the world's largest autonomous transportation networks.